So let's begin by just closing the eyes, hands onto the knees, and just take a few deep inhales, exhales here. So just noticing the rise and fall of your chest as we settle on our mats this morning. So just tuning into our breath, settling in, becoming present or mindful, which simply means that we're not on autopilot, we're not thinking about the day ahead, but we try to be present or mindful throughout the practice. So remembering as we go through the asanas to honor your bodies, practice with our ahimsa. So if you're grunting, grinding, pushing, pulling yourself into postures that you're not readily able to do, then you're not doing yoga. It just becomes an exercise routine. Obviously you need to feel the postures, but just practice to that soft edge where you can just comfortably breathe through it, through the posture. And the breath is a good indicator on the intensity of the posture. So once the breath begins to shorten, we've probably gone a little too far. We practice with samtosa, contentment. So we have no judgment, expectation of how the practice should be. It is what it is. And we're okay with that. So we're not chasing after pleasant sensations, attachment, or pushing away unpleasant sensations, aversion. We just welcome it all on our mat. Whatever presents itself on our mat this morning, we just welcome it all. And then finally practicing with Swadhyaya mindfulness, where we try to be present throughout the practice, and if the mind wanders, which the mind does, we just use the breath as a bridge or an anchor to bring the mind back to the present. So let's just bring our palms together at the center of our chest, our heart space. And just express gratitude for this new day ahead of us. And then offering the fruits of our practice up to a loved one or to someone that needs our help at this time, or to our higher selves. Take a moment to observe your overall state of being. I vow now to awaken to awareness for the benefit of all beings. I appreciate its immeasurable value and feel it's possible in this moment and regardless of conditions. And then just begin to rub the palms together to create tapas heat. And then just place the palms over your eyes and just blink into the blackness. Blink. And then just allow the heat to transfer into the eyeballs, the eye sockets. Separate the fingers, and with the exhale, just lightly draw the hands down the face. Let the light trickle through. Bring the hands back to the center of the chest. Lovely. So placing the hands onto the knees. So we'll begin by just doing some neck rolls. So let's just bring the head over to the right side. We're going to inhale, and with the exhale, chin to chest, bring the head over to the left side, pausing here. And then inhaling, chin to chest, back to the right. Pausing here. Exhale, chin to chest, over to the left. And then maybe on the inhale, you can lightly let the head roll back to the left, to the right. So let's just do a few more rounds. Exhaling left, pausing here. And then inhaling right. So just nice and slowly, just feeling everything going on in the neck and shoulders. And then just finishing with an inhale to the right side. Rotate the head over to the left. We're going to inhale, and the exhale, chin to chest over to the right, pausing here. And then inhaling, chin to chest back to the left. Exhale, chin to chest over to the right, and then maybe on the inhale you can let the head lightly roll back to the left. So again, just doing a few rounds, nice and slowly. Lovely. So just finishing with an inhale to the left side. Let's just bring the head back to center. Let's just release the hands. We'll just do 3 Taoist breaths. So we're just going to inhale, just reach the arms to vertical. Imagine you're gathering up the chi, the energy around you. So the arms come parallel. Just bring the palms towards the mat. And then just imagine you're drawing the energy into your bellies, your dantian. So we'll do 2 more of these. So we're going to inhale. Imagine gathering up the chi, the prana around you, palms towards the mat, and then exhale, drawing it down. One last time, inhale, raising the arms to vertical, palms towards the mat, and then exhale down. Lovely. So let's just bring the arms out to the side, just making a loose fist. And then just begin to rotate the arms in one direction. So just nice and slowly. Lovely, good. And then just changing the direction. Try to relax the neck and shoulders. Good. And then changing the direction. Lovely. And then again, changing the direction. Good. Okay, so we're going to inhale, we're going to raise the arms to vertical. We're just going to interlace the fingers, press out through the palms, and just sway to the right. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And you can just look over your left armpit. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left. Look over the right armpit. Inhale, center. Exhale, back to the right. You can just lower the right hand to the floor. Just slide it away. Lengthen through the left arm, so the palm towards the ceiling. Maybe you can bring the forearm on the right side to the floor. So just lengthening for that lovely lateral stretch through the left side of the body. Just breathing through the stretch. Good. Okay, so we're going to inhale, going to press off with the right hand. So this time the left hand comes to the mat, right arm vertical. Again, just slide the left arm away and just bring the right arm over. Palm towards the ceiling. Maybe bringing the forearm to the floor, left side. So just again, lengthening through the right side. Lovely, good. So we're going to inhale, press down through the right hand. Let's just bring the hands back onto the knees. Sufi's grind. So we're going to exhale over the right thigh and forward. Inhale, left thigh and back. So exhaling as you're coming forward. Inhaling as you're coming back. So just making these circles as big as you can. Just gently warming up the lower back, the lumbar area. Lovely. Coming back to center, changing the direction. So exhaling left thigh and forward. Inhale, right thigh and back. Just nice and slowly. Lovely, good. And then inhaling, coming back to center. So let's just shake out the legs. And we'll just come on to our spines now. So, oh yes, you'll need a strap. So have a strap handy. So we're going to just roll back onto the spine. Let's hug the thighs in. And we're just going to bring the arms out to the side. So the palms facing up. We're going to exhale. We're just going to let the legs drop over to your right side as we look over our left shoulder. Now try to keep the knees together with the right knee to the floor. If that feels difficult today, just place a block under the right knee. So it's more important for the knees to be together than the right knee to the floor. Lengthening over across the left arm. And then inhale, bring the legs and head back to center. And then exhale, legs over to the left, head to the right. So again, just lengthening through the right arm. Lovely, good. Let's inhale, coming back to center. So we're going to lengthen the left leg along the mat, and then your choice, interlace your fingers behind the back of your right thigh or below the knee. Exhale, gently draw the right thigh closer to the chest. Keep that left foot flexed, calf, back of the thigh, left side pressed onto the mat. Begin to rotate your right foot ankle 3 or 4 times clockwise, nice and slowly, just lubricating the joint with the synovial fluid, and then just changing the direction 3 or 4 times anti-clockwise. And then on the next inhale, raising the forehead to the knee, knee to forehead. Relaxing the neck, the shoulders. Lovely. So we're going to exhale, going to float the head back to the floor. We're going to slide the left foot along the mat. And taking hold of your strap, place it under the ball of the right and just lengthen the right leg to the ceiling. Now take the strap close to your foot. So you don't want to bend in the elbows. You want the arms nice and straight. And just begin by feeling the weight of your right leg in the arms. So keeping it as straight as you can, foot flex. You could also just slide the left leg along the mat if that feels comfortable to do so. So as we stay here, just allowing the right hamstring to soften, release. And then maybe for the last few breaths, you can just use a little bit of strength from the arms just to draw the leg a little closer. And again, just keeping the leg as straight as you can. It's far better to be further away, the leg straight, than the knee bent and closer to the chest. Lovely, good. So let's exhale. Let's just bend the right knee, release the strap. Let's hug the thighs in. Just rock from one hip and then the other. So we'll come on to the left side. So we're going to lengthen the right leg along the mat. Your choice, hands interlaced behind the thigh or below the knee. Exhale, draw the thigh onto the chest. Begin to rotate the left foot, ankle, 3 or 4 times clockwise, and then 3 or 4 times anti-clockwise. And then on the next inhale, can you raise your forehead to the knee to forehead or as close as you can, just lengthening through the sole of the right. So that right leg is active. As you exhale, draw the forehead and knee a little closer if you can. Keep breathing through the stretch. Don't hold the breath. Lovely, good. So let's exhale. Let's just flip the head back to the floor. You're going to slide the right leg along the mat. Take hold of your belt, placing it under the ball of your left leg and take the leg to the ceiling. Again, strap close to your, or hands close to the foot, so you want the arms long. So keeping the left leg as straight as you can. And again, just feeling the weight of your left leg in the arms. And again, maybe you can just lengthen the right leg along the floor if that feels comfortable. Just keep the knee bent. Chin to the chest, so we don't want to feel too much sensation in the neck and shoulders. And now here, just take a few breaths, feeling the back of your left leg beginning to soften and release. Lovely. So for the last few breaths, maybe you're just using a bit of strength from the arms. Gently draw the left leg a little closer to the chest, if that feels comfortable to do so. Good. Okay, so let's exhale. Let's just release the strap. Let's hug the thighs into the chest. Just rock from one hip and then the other. Lower the feet to the floor. So we just set ourselves up into bridge. So let's just bring the hands down either side of the hips. Legs parallel, heels about 15, 20 centimeters away from the buttocks. Chin inclined to the chest, legs hip width distance apart. Draw the navel in towards the spine, so we're creating that little pelvic tilt. And then on the next inhale, can you raise the spine away from the floor? Pausing at the top of the breath. And then the exhale, like a wave-like motion, can you roll the spine back down? So at the end of the breath, the tailbone touches the mat, pausing here. This time on the inhale, can you raise the right arm and spine away? So at the top of the breath, the back of the right hand touches the mat behind, spine away. Head rotates to look over your left shoulder. And then the exhale, can you roll the spine and the right hand back onto the floor? So palm, tailbone touches the mat, head comes back to center. And then on the inhale, can you raise the left arm and spine away? So at the top of the breath, the back of the left hand touches the mat, head rotates to the right side. And then exhale, can you roll the spine and the left hand back onto the floor? So palm, tailbone touches the mat. So this time we're going to inhale, we're going to raise both arms, spine away. So at the top of the breath, the backs of the hands touch the mat behind. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to rotate the arms around the body and interlace the fingers underneath the spine. Now draw the hands towards the heels so the arms are long. And then can you just rock or float on one shoulder blade and then the other? So we're just trying to come off the cervical part of the spine. Bring the weight of your body onto the thoracic. Now you can stay here, or you could walk your feet in and take hold of your heels or your ankles. Now if this is an option, just make sure that the knees are parallel. You don't want the knees coming out to the side. So lightly pressing down through the soles of the feet, lifting the chest and navel towards the ceiling. Just feeling the softening of the chest, the opening of the heart, light and bright. Good. Okay, so can you release the hands? Maybe step the feet away a little bit. And then on the next inhale, can you just raise the right leg to the ceiling now? So pressing through the right foot, pressing down through the left sole, keeping that right leg as straight as you can. Lovely. And then exhale, bend the right knee. Lower the right foot back onto the floor. Take a resting breath here. And then on the next inhale, can you raise the left leg to the ceiling, flexing through the foot, pressing through the right sole. Lovely. And then exhale, bend the left knee. Left foot comes back to the mat. Take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, can you just mindfully float one vertebra at a time back onto the floor? So we're just lowering the spine, vertebra by vertebra, back onto the floor. So at the end of the breath, the tailbone touches the floor. And then we're going to inhale. We're just going to hug the thighs in. Just rocking from one side and to the other. Good. Float the soles of the feet back onto the mat. Now taking a block, can you place it under the sacrum, so the base of your spine? And can you just bring your soles of the feet together? So don't bring the heels in too close to the hips. We just want to create sort of like a diamond shape with the legs. We're just allowing the weight of the legs to just gently open up the hips. So the arms can come out to the side, palms facing up. You can draw the chin to the chest. So again, just elongating the back of the head. Draw the navel towards the spine. And then on the next inhale, can you just raise the arms to verticals? So the arms are parallel. We're going to bend the elbows. Just take hold of the opposite elbow with the hand. And then on the exhale, can you just bring the forearms behind the head? So the forearms are to the mat. So just, you might just feel the shoulder blades a little more squarer onto the floor. Lovely, good. So let's release the hands, lengthen the arms behind you, and then exhale, just bring the arms down either side. Just roll the feet back onto the mat. Inhale, just press down through the soles, just remove the block, and then exhale, hug the thighs onto the chest. Just rock from one hip and then the other. So let's just bring the hands behind the thighs, or you could cross the legs at the ankles. Take hold of your big toes, chin to chest. Gently rock and roll on the spine. If you don't like rocking and rolling, just roll over to your right hand side and come up. If you are rocking and rolling, try to come onto your tailbone. Try to come onto the back of your head. So you're just massaging the spine onto the floor. And then we're just going to roll onto our hands and knees. So the knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. And we'll begin by just turning the fingers out to the side. So the wrists are facing towards you. And then can you turn your fingers towards the knees? So the wrists are facing to the front edge of your mat. So lightly press down through the palms, feeling the stretch in the wrist, the forearm, the elbow. You could also tuck your toes under and maybe just gently sink the buttocks a little closer to the heels, but just be careful. It's a strong stretch. Just want to feel just a nice pull in the wrist, the forearm, and the elbow. Lovely. And then inhale. Let's coming back to wrists over, or shoulders over the wrists. Let's turn the fingers out to the side. Fingers facing forward. Pick up the right hand, shake out the right wrist. Pick up the left hand, shake out the left wrist. So good. Okay, so we'll just do a few cat-cow. So we'll inhale, head, tailbone comes up, looking up at the ceiling. And then exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest, like a stretching cat. Again, inhale, head, tailbone comes up, looking up. Exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. One last time. Inhale, head, tailbone towards the ceiling, opening up the chest, exposing the throat, the heart. And then exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Good. Now, can you sit back onto your heels? You could also place a block under the calves if that feels a little bit more comfortable. So we're just feeling the stretch in the soles of the feet. You might just need to uncrunch the little toe. So just sitting back onto your heels, onto a block. And then can you bring your hands behind so the fingers are facing towards your toes. And you're just going to gently open or peel the shoulders away, looking straight ahead. Now, if you have no neck issues, can you just let the head gently roll back? Otherwise, keep the head looking straight ahead. Lovely. And then inhale. let's just come up onto our standing knees. So we're just going to do Ustrasana, the camel now. So we'll start off by just bringing your right arm parallel to the mat. And then we're going to exhale, we're going to rotate the arm around. Now you can find the heel, or you could use a block here. And then we're going to raise the left arm to the ceiling. And then just bring the left arm behind, looking at the thumb. So we're pushing the hips forward, looking at the left hand. Try not to rotate too far to the right. Chest and hips facing forward. Lovely. And then exhale, bring the left hand to the thigh, releasing the right. So we'll do the left side. So left arm parallel to the mat. And then we're going to exhale, rotate the left arm around. Find the heel, or using a block. And then inhale, raising the right arm to the ceiling. And then just bring the right arm behind, looking at the thumb. So again, pushing the hips forward, looking at the right hand thumb. Lovely, good. And then exhale, bring the right hand to the thigh, releasing the left. Good. Okay, so we're going to do the full posture now, Ustrasana. So you can have your feet flat onto the floor. Now, the advantage of having the feet flat onto the floor, or toes onto the mat, is that it does feel more stable, but you need a stronger back bend. So either have the toes tucked under or toes flat onto the floor. Just place the hands onto the lower back. Now, if you feel this is going to be too strong, just repeat one arm at a time. So we're just going to lean back and let the arms hang. And can you find the heels or the soles of your feet? So we're pressing the hips forward. We're looking straight ahead. And then if you have no neck issues, maybe just let the head gently tilt back, so looking behind you. So really keep those thighs, hips active. Lovely, good. And then inhale, slowly come up. Bring the hands to the mat, knees as wide as the edges of the mat, big toes touch, and we're just going to gently sit back onto the heels. We're going to walk the arms away, and we're going to bring the forehead to the floor. So just using the fingers, lengthening through the arms, feeling that lengthening in the arms, the ribs, the side waist. And then we're going to just walk the arms over to the right side. So we're framing the right knee as we exhale, leaning to the left. So just feeling that lovely lengthening through the left side of the body. And then we're going to inhale, going to walk the arms over to the left side. So framing the left knee as we lean to the right. Good. So we're going to bring the hands center. We're just going to come up onto our knees. We're just going to inhale. We're going to raise the left arm to the ceiling. And then we're going to exhale. Thread the left hand through to the right side. We're going to sink back onto the heels again. So the left cheek ear comes to the mat. Try to wiggle the left arm a little further to the right. And you can begin by just lengthening the right arm away. So the upper arm is in contact with the ear, right side. pressing the palm down to the floor, right side. Now you could stay here, or you could inhale, draw the right hand close to the head, and then inhale, raise the right arm to the ceiling, bending the elbow, and just bring the back of your hand onto the lumbar area, left side. So we're just going to take a few breaths here. Can you just try to roll the right shoulder away from the mat? Lovely, good. Just a few more breaths. And then inhale, raise the right arm to the ceiling. Exhale, palm to the mat. Unthread the right. Okay, so we'll come on to the other side. So we're going to inhale. We're going to raise the right arm to the ceiling. Exhale, thread it through to the left. So bring the buttocks back onto the heels, right cheek, ear to the mat. Can you wiggle the right arm a little further to the left side? And then we'll begin by just lengthening the left arm in front so the upper arm is in contact with the ear. Okay, so we can stay here, or you could inhale and just raise the left arm to the ceiling, bend the elbow, and just bring the back of your left hand onto the lumbar area, right side. So again, we're just trying to roll the left shoulder away from the floor as we try to wiggle the right arm a little further to the left side. Lovely, good. So we're going to inhale, left arm to the ceiling, exhale, palm to the floor, left side. Inhale, release the right. So let's just bring the knees hip-width distance apart. We'll just do a few more cat-cows just as a counter pose. So we'll inhale, head, tailbone comes up, looking up. And then we're going to exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, like a stretching cat. Again, inhale, head, tailbone comes up, looking up. And then exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Good. Okay, so we're going to swing the legs now. We're just going to do a forward bend now. So you can place a block between the soles of the feet. You have a few options. You can just bring your fingers around the tops of the toes, or you could bring the forearms under the calves. And just using that little bit of leverage here, you can just place your forehead onto the block, or just not use a block and just gently draw the forehead to the soles of your feet. So just taking a few breaths here, just feeling, allowing the spine to round. Some of you might be even able to have the long edge of the block on the floor. So just breathing into the stretch, just allowing the weight of the body to come forward. Good. Okay, so let's inhale. Slowly coming up. Release the block. And then let's come into tabletop. So let's bring the feet hip-width distance apart. Hands behind, so fingers facing towards the buttocks. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to press down through the palms, press through the soles of the feet. Can you bring your torso parallel to your mat? So looking straight ahead. Now, if you have no neck issues, you could just let the head gently roll back. Good. And then inhale, looking forward. Now we're going to come onto the heels. We're going to lengthen the legs, but the buttocks aren't going to touch the floor. So the legs are straight. We're pressing down through the palms. And then we're going to inhale, come back into tabletop. So again, try to keep the torso parallel to the mat. Head can gently tilt back if you've got no neck issues. Really press down through the palms so you're not collapsing in the shoulders. And then again, coming onto the heels, flexing the feet, lengthening the legs, but the buttocks don't touch the floor. So really press down through the palms. Lovely. And then one last time, inhale, coming up into tabletop. So torso parallel to the mat. Again, the head can just gently roll back if there's no problems there. Again, really rolling the shoulders away. And then again, just coming onto your heels, flexing through the soles, lengthening through the feet. Lovely, good. And then just lowering the buttocks to the mat. Good, okay, so let's just cross the legs and let's just come on to our fronts now. So we're going to bring the backs of the hands to the mat, going to press the chin to the floor, and we're just going to keep the legs parallel to one another. And then on the next inhale, can you raise the right leg to the ceiling? Try not to roll over to the left side. Lovely. Then exhale, lowering the right leg to the floor. And this time inhale, raising the left leg to the ceiling. Lovely, good. Exhale down. So this time keeping the legs on the mat, can you inhale and just raise the chest and head away? So pressing down through the backs of the hands, lifting the chest and head away from the mat. So looking straight ahead or down at the floor. Exhale, float the chest to the floor. So this time, keeping the chest and chin pressed onto the mat, we're going to inhale and we're going to raise both legs away. So lightly pressing the chin to the mat as we raise the legs away from the mat. Really press down through the pubic bone. So it's all more about lengthening the legs than height. Lovely. And then exhale down. So let's just interlace our fingers now. Lengthen the arms towards the buttocks. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to raise the chest and arms away from the floor. So looking straight ahead. Lengthening through the arms. Relaxing the neck, shoulders. Lovely. And then exhale, gently float down. Let's just do a counter pose. So let's just bring our hands close to the ribs, knees as wide as the mat. And then with the big toes touched very slowly, let's just sink back onto the heels. So lengthen the arms in front, buttocks to the heels, forehead to the floor. Just taking a few breaths here. Lovely, good. And then inhale. Let's come back onto our fronts again. So this time we're going to raise the chest, the legs, and the arms away from the mat. So let's just begin by interlacing the fingers. Draw the hands towards the buttocks. And then on the next inhale, raise the chest, legs away from the mat, and just raise the arms away from the spine. So just trying to peel the shoulders away, shoulder blades coming together, trying to balance on your pubic bone. Keep breathing through the stretch. Lovely, good. And then exhale, gently float down. Let's just bring the hands close to the ribs, knees as wide as the mat. And again, let's just very slowly counterpose by bringing the buttocks back onto the heels, just lengthening the arms in front, forehead to the floor. Lovely. So let's inhale. Let's come back onto our fronts. So this time we're going to lengthen the left arm out in front. We're going to bend the right knee and take hold of the right foot or ankle. Now, make sure the legs remain parallel. You don't want the knee to come out to the side. And then on the next inhale, we're going to raise the left arm, right knee away from the mat. So just lengthening through that left arm, raising the right thigh away from the floor, keeping the knee parallel to the left. And then you can just gently kick away with the legs. So we're just feeling a little bit of a pull in the right shoulder. Lovely. Exhale, float down. Release the right leg. Right arm comes forward, bending the left knee. Take hold of the left foot or ankle. So again, keeping the legs parallel, we're going to inhale. Raise the right arm, left thigh. So again, just feeling that lovely little pull in the left shoulder, kick away with the leg, lengthen through the right arm. Keep breathing through the stretch. Lovely. Exhale down. Hands close to the ribs, knees as wide as the mat, big toes touch. Very slowly, slowly. Can you sink back onto your buttocks again, heels onto the buttocks. Lengthen arms in front, foot to the floor. Okay, so let's come back onto our fronts now. We're going to do the full posture now, Dharana bow. If that feels a little bit too strong this morning, you can just repeat one arm, one leg at a time. So if you want to do the full posture, can you take hold of both ankles or feet? Keep the chin lightly pressed into the mat. Keep the legs parallel. So we're going to take 3 breaths here. And on the 3rd breath, we're going to come up. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So this is the big one. Inhale, thighs, chest away from the floor, looking straight ahead. Keep those legs parallel. Gently kick the legs away. So just feeling a pull in the shoulders, the chest opening. Keep smiling. Lovely, good. Okay. And then let's exhale. Gently float the thighs to the mat. Release the hands. Hands close to the ribs. And then again, slowly, let's just gently sink back onto the heels. So just lengthening the arms in front, forehead to the floor. Take a few deep breaths here. Okay, so let's inhale. Let's come back onto our fronts. Bend the knees. Take hold of the feet or the ankles. Chin lightly pressed onto the mat. Make sure the legs are parallel. We're just going to take 3 breaths here and come up. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So this is the big one. Inhale, thighs, chest away. Gently kick away with the legs. Feel that lovely stretch across the chest. Arms nice and straight. You can make it a little bit more challenging by bringing the knees and feet together. You could just sort of rock from one side and the other. Lovely, good. So just a few more breaths. See if you can come up another millimeter higher. Lovely. And then exhale, gently float down. Release the hands, hands close to the ribs, knees as wide as the mat. And then slowly, slowly sink the buttocks onto the heels. Just lengthen the arms in front. Forehead to the floor. Lovely. Okay, so let's just bring the legs around. We'll just finish off with a last twist. So let's just hug the thighs in. Bring the arms out to the side. You could just bring the legs to the right, or you could cross the right leg over the left, or take the double bind, big toe under the left. And then just gently bring the legs over to the right. Right hand on top of the left knee. Just gently drawing the knees a little closer as you look over your left shoulder. Releasing the hand. Uncross the legs. Lower the left foot. Right leg over the left. And then let's drop the legs to the left side. So I left hand onto the right knee, or just bring the legs together to the mat. Looking over your right shoulder arm. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to release the left hand, bring the legs and head back to center, uncross the legs, and then just lengthen the legs along the mat, so the heels into the corners of the mat. Just let the feet roll out to the side, palms facing up, inclining the chin to the chest, eyes closed. Rest your mind and drop into your feeling body. And we'll take an energetic walk through the 5 elements that make up our being. So begin with practicing your attention on your earth element, feeling your own strength and solidity of your own flesh and bones. And remind yourself of your own infinite connection with the earth. Just like the earth is always there to support us, feel the support of the physical body, your skeleton and flesh holding yourself up. Begin to be sensitive to your water element now. Feel your blood circulating through the body. Maybe you can feel the moisture in your eyes, nose, mouth, and on your skin. You are 80% water. Now deepen your breath little by little, gradually extending each inhale and exhale. Tie your mind to your breath and let your breath become the bridge to the mind and body. See if you can relax your belly so your breath can drop down into the abdominal cavity, nourishing your organs. And feel your fire here, the heat of your digestive process. Feel the fire in the warmth of your palms, the temperature of your breath at the tip of the nose, and the passion in your heart. Now see if you can relax your attention and let your awareness become more panoramic and more spacious. Space is the last element. It is the binding element that cannot be seen, but which is everywhere. Slowly begin to deepen your breath, feeling the contact points you have with the earth, the heels, calves, buttocks, shoulder blades, the backs of the arms, the back of your head. Lightly press your thumbs across your fingertips. Draw your legs together, bring the arms in close to the body. And the next inhale, raise the arms over the head so the backs of the hands touch the floor behind. And there can you interlace your fingers, press out through the palms, press out through the soles of your feet. So giving yourself a nice long stretch. Releasing your fingers on the exhale, just draw the arms down either side of the body. And the next inhale, bring the thighs back onto your chest. Lightly hug your thighs in. And then just rolling over to your right side, your solar side. Pausing here for a moment. And then with the eyes closed, can you inhale and come up to any comfortable seated position? And just bring your palms together at the center of your chest, your heart space. Feel your skin, feel your own heartbeat. And let that be a reminder to you of how delicate you are, how tender we all are. And then just take a moment using your own vocabulary. Thank your body. Thank it for what it's done for you today. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you all live in ease. And then just bowing the head, bring the hands to your mat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.